Hello, my name's Tom Carhill. It's Sunday, the 18th of May, 2014. Sorry. I made a video the other day. I made a little spate of videos due to the fact that I thought it would become more than likely, or 90% certain, that Bill Maloney, this guy who's making these documentaries about institutional child abuse, was a COINTELPRO agent, or he was just very badly misled and he was being used in this COINTELPRO effort. And then, just at the same time as I made a video saying, why no more films? Because it seemed that he had a lot of films that he'd made, they were almost instantly done. Then he became kind of known, I suppose, or maybe only I knew, but that's when he appeared to get kind of like publicity, and he was very active in various, with various people like the UK column, Blind Garish, people like that, all people who I had and were very bad news. But the point is, it didn't continue. So, like, he had these films, which weren't really high budget type films, but the whole point is, when you get into making films, you're going to keep making them, and you're not just going to, you're going to use that platform and make some more, I'd imagine. Anyway, he did one called Sun, Sea and Satan or something, which was about a little grand home in Jersey. But again, it's very amateurish. I think he's used an expensive camera to do it. But, it's not up to the, it's not really, like a big effort to have done that. It's just like a day's driving around with the camera, I'd imagine. The other thing to remember is with Bill, is that, like I've covered in another video, somebody tells me that he can't even use a camera. He doesn't know how to use the camera. So, like a video camera, the one he's got, he doesn't really understand how to put it in a format that's usable very easily. So that's something which strikes me as very weird. If you want a shoestring, and like maybe you've got like a little helpers helping you, but you would also have to know that. I think anyway. I think it's not a smoking gun, but anyway. It seems just as I made this film I actually then checked to see if he'd done any more films. And I've seen one he's done very, very recently. So he had actually done one, I hadn't checked to see. And I say film, I mean it's just like a couple of minutes. And he goes up to Nick Clegg, who's the British Deputy Prime Minister for the Liberal Democrat Party, that's the Yellow Party. And because we've got like a coalition government, so he is second down Prime Minister sort of thing, yeah? Deputy Prime Minister, I think it's called. Anyway, that's really pretty irrelevant. The fact is, this Bill Maloney's obviously realised he's getting rumbled because he talks too much shit. So what they've done, and this is where it gets quite interesting, because definitely this Clegg's involved with this, he sort of went up to him on a bit of grass and started trying to sort of accost the guy and sort of asking him questions about institutional child abuse. And then instead of Nick Clegg telling him, like, or the security man coming up and just saying, like, get out of it, Nick sort of ran away. Nick Clegg ran away. And they go, oh, we can't do it, it's over. And then they had two news reports which followed him saying, oh, look, oh, no, terrible, oh, no good. Reporters. So it's like he's got himself on the telly, maybe, or maybe not. But the whole thing is just, it's extremely unlikely. The Prime Minister wouldn't run away. For a start off, he might run away if you caught him walking down the street. He's not going to run off when he's done a press conference. And of course, if people thought the Prime Minister would run away when there was a press conference, people would have got wind of this, and they'd be forever running away from people, because there'd be people doing protests on them like that all the time. Clearly, if someone wants to go up and speak to like what is like a very high up politician, who's like the second down one in the country, you can go up and walk up to them, and you sometimes do see them walking around the streets. You do. They don't have bodyguards with them and all that all the time, but not at a press conference. It just could not possibly happen. Anyway, so my name's Tom Carhill. It's Sunday the 18th of May 2014. So this bill 100% definitely COINTELPRO, and this was done to give him cover But it's just interesting that the Prime Minister and like two newsreaders were also sort of obviously in it. They had these funny smirks on their faces, like they were just, doing something deceitful. And when you get that level of complicity, because what I'm trying to say is obviously you get a lot of snidey stuff going on with politicians and that, but not normally do the politicians have anything to do with low down people. Do you see what I mean? There is currently one other MP who has quite a lot to do with people like Belinda McKenzie and stuff like that, which is also on the same subject. Apparently, I don't know, through somebody else called Sabine McNeil, who's just this German who for some reason is allowed to like have meetings in the Houses of Parliament in the offices there whenever she wants and stuff and get people in. So she's kind of like she's got like extraordinary powers that most people wouldn't have. And the MP that's suspicious there is a guy called John Hemming MP, and he, I don't know, there's just something very creepy about him. He's very scruffy, he wears his big milk bottle glasses. I'd say if you were to draw a picture of paedophile in a dictionary, well, I suppose Gove probably had in it, but like typical like big thick glasses, looks really weird, dishevelled, constantly fucking whinging, a horrible man, like definitely, but like he just looks like a creepy old weirdo, do you know what I mean? And as you've got to remember, like there's a massive amount of creepy weirdos in Parliament, so maybe I'm being unfair, maybe he's not likely to be a paedophile, maybe that's about 50-50, maybe 90-10, I don't know what the exact loadings are, but he looks like a typical freak, but more odd looking than your average MPs, do you know what I mean? Because some of them are very ugly in England, but then again, he's not charming with it. Like, I won't say it's not embarrassing, but the MP that was, I don't even know what district it would have been, but it's, once was this MP basically, and he took me and some other school children up to the House of Parliament for like a day trip to see it. And that guy was like extremely ugly, but he was extremely charming, like very, very, very likable. Like you couldn't not like him. And he was constantly smoking, and he was like, he was very gently, like he used to take us up to the canteen, constant, and didn't have a negative thing to say, very down to earth, but in a very like positive way. Not like a dickhead being positive, but what I'm trying to say, great, he struck me as a great guy anyway. But that's the thing, it's like, this guy isn't charming, do you know what I mean? So there's something very weird there. Fuck, I've got the subject there.